Yes.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for bearing with us. We had closed session before our open session, so we're a little late. And at this time, I would ask everyone to please rise for a moment of silent prayer and a reflection as we think about Joan Russo and her family. She's a member of our senior center staff, as well as Frank Bauer, the gentleman who was killed by the New Jersey Transit bus last week. Please salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And please note the fire exits behind you into the main hallway, and to my right, your left, into the courtroom. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to advance notice of any meetings of public bodies, which any business affecting their interests to discuss their act upon. In accordance with this act, the mayor and council of the borough of New Milford have caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the borough hall, and notices have been sent to the Record and the Ridgewood News. The mission of this governing body is to provide essential services for the establishment and implementation of public policy that will safeguard the infrastructure, provide fair, honest, courteous, and professional services, establish a sense of trust and accomplishment between all residents, and through research and prudent planning, seek to minimize risk while improving our services. We are sensitive to the needs and satisfaction of our taxpayers, by realizing that this governing body cannot be all things to all people, within the revenue constraints imposed by state mandates, economic conditions, and prevailing attitudes about taxation. At this time, I would ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilwoman Sanyusa.
No.
Councilman Saraki Hurley.
Present.
Councilwoman Duffy.
Here.
Councilman Grotzky.
Here.
Councilman Seymour.
Here.
Council President Grant.
Here.
Mayor Petrino.
Here. Okay. If you look at the agenda, as you can see, we took care of closed session. We're in our open session, and at this time, may I get a motion to appoint Jason Kelly to the Mayor's Wellness Campaign?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. I would ask for a motion to appoint Joe Riccardelli to the Flood Mitigation Advisory Committee.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And may I get a motion to appoint Caitlin Stormer and Samantha Disher to the Junior Firefighter Auxiliary.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, thank you very much, Jason, Joe, Caitlin, and Samantha. Thank you for giving up your time to serve you well. Under unfinished business, may I get a motion for the approval of the minutes from the February 26, 2024 public session meeting?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we have a couple of ordinances up for adoption tonight. The first one being 2024:05, and when the clerk has the opportunity, I'll ask you to please read the ordinance.
Capital Ordinance to amend Section 1 of the Capital Ordinance Number 2021-03, entitled Capital Ordinance of the Borough of New Milford in the County of Bergen, New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition of various police equipment in, by, and for the borough, appropriating thereof the sum of $46,861, and providing that such sum so appropriated shall be raised from the Capital Improvement Fund of the borough, adopted February 22nd, 2021.
Okay, the purpose of this ordinance is to amend Section 1 of Capital Ordinance 2021:03 to include computer equipment upgrades as an authorized acquisition with capital funding appropriated in Ordinance 2021-03. At this time, I would ask for a motion to open up to the public for a public hearing on this ordinance.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone has any questions regarding this ordinance, now would be your opportunity to speak. Seeing that there is no member of the public that wishes to comment on this ordinance, may I get a motion to close to the public?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
Motion. Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilman Saraki Hurley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Duffy.
Yeah.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Council President Grant.
Yes.
The next one is ordinance 2024:06, and the clerk has the opportunity, and this will please read the ordinance.
An ordinance to amend the revised general ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Salary, adopted as Ordinance 9101 and amended annually by ordinance up to and including Ordinance 2023-42.
Okay, the purpose of this ordinance is to establish the salary ranges for certain full-time and part-time positions, and this is our yearly, we do it yearly, update. At this time, I would ask for a motion to open to the public for a public hearing on this ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if there's anyone who'd like to discuss this ordinance, that would be your opportunity. Seeing that there's no member of the public that wishes to comment on this ordinance, I would ask for a motion to close the
Motion to close. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Saraki Hurley.
Yes.
Councilman Duffy.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Council President Grant.
Yes.
We're moving right along. Ordinance 2024:07, and when the clerk has the opportunity, I'd ask her to please read the ordinance.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 7 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Traffic, thereby amending subsection 7-3.3 entitled Parking Prohibited at All Times on Certain Streets, and subsection 7-3.4 entitled Parking Prohibited During Certain Hours on Certain Streets.
Okay, the purpose of this ordinance is to amend multiple sections of Chapter 7 of the traffic ordinance, and it will include no parking on the north side of Bergen Avenue from westerly curb line of Bergen Road to the easterly curb line of Albert Place. And we will have Columbia Street, there'll be no parking on both sides of the street from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Columbia Street between Henley Avenue and South Park Drive. That's an extension of the no commuter parking. And the other benefit to that is we really don't want people leaving cars there in case of a flood event. We can't, they're not homeowners, we can't move the cars. So, may I get a motion to open to the public for a public hearing on this ordinance?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone has any questions or comments on this ordinance, now would be your opportunity. Seeing that no member of the public wishes to comment on this ordinance, may I get a motion to close the public?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
Motion.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Saraki Hurley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Duffy.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Council President Grant.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to new business. Item number 1 is mechanic shared service agreements. Trio, that's me. Okay, so in discussions with the Board of Ed and from actions between our DPW and their facilities, there were times where our borough mechanics were assisting and helping repairing buses and other equipment. And we found that we do it at a better rate for the Board of Ed and faster turnaround, which is good for everyone. So after further discussions, we had talked about possibly doing an agreement where they would pay half the salary of one of our mechanics, and we can dedicate a little bit more time, and we can come up with a partnership where we are anticipating servicing some of the vehicles, and like I said, so they get done quicker and cheaper to the taxpayer on both ends. So that's kind of what this is about.
Sounds good.
And this was drafted by the borough attorney, and if everybody's in agreement, I'm going to forward it to the Board of Ed for their review.
I think it's a great idea.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's, anytime we can make partnerships with the Board of Ed that make sense for both sides,
Right.
I think we jump on it because it's the residents that benefit. Okay. Item number 2 is the Bergen County Open Space Fiscal Year 24 Park Improvement Administrator.
Thanks, Mayor. I'm just keeping this on the to-do list because we have a letter of interest that's due. I can't even believe we're talking about April 5th being around the corner, but we are. And we need to put that together in order to reserve a spot if we'd like to make an application this year. At our meeting, I think in the work session in February, we talked a little bit about this, and we were looking for ideas of potential projects that we could discuss today. And one of the things we talked about was the possibility of an accessible playground at Kennedy Field, and then the other was Councilwoman Duffy said she wanted to speak with Councilman Grotsky and the DPW director to talk about the possibility of doing some enhancements of the recreation portion of Knights Field. And just wanted to see if you made any progress, if anybody has any ideas.
Randy, Councilwoman Duffy and I were going to talk to Vince about Knights Field, about how much money was left in the redesign there and how we're going to beautify it, like putting trees in, things like that. As far as the grant that we're looking at, I was under the impression we were still looking at Kennedy Field doing a accessible playground.
Well, that
That
was
was-
not something that we had decided on.
No, but that's what we had spoken about, yeah.
I think I would prefer, if we could, add to the money that we do have set aside specifically to landscape and add, shade trees and whatever else to Kennedy, since it was,
Knights, you mean?
I'm sorry, Knights, thank you. So I would like to see a grant that we could add to that in some way, whether it be benches.
So in other words,
or-
add this grant on to
Yes.
Knights. Okay, so we should have a discussion with Vince.
I think so. So, Chris, what's a deadline? I know you said it's the 5th, but
Well, we have to have the information of what project we're proposing and an estimated budget so that we can bring it to,
okay.
the grant writer so that they can help us with their letter of intent.
And do we have charging stations there?
Not yet, but we're working on
We're
it.
working on it,
Can
yeah.
that be part of it?
No, because
They're funded separately.
we're doing it through, we're going out with an RFP for that.
Okay. And when will that happen?
We drafted the RFP, the mayor's
Should
looking at
be.
it right
I'm
now.
looking at it right now. I think it'll be at our next meeting to look at, and
So-
we've all agreed to do it, but
And
just
you
so
know
everyone
where
can
it'll
see
be, so then Vince will know what part of the
Can I just say something? I thought we had said about putting it by the parking lot.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
that's where the electric went in.
Right.
I'll make
There's
Vince
no question
aware
where they
that we want to talk
No, I
about.
thought you were
I
talking about
misunderstood
putting another
last
one
meeting.
in
You
the,
wanted to add to what we had there, but I'll make him a big thing for him to start.
Could
you be a little more specific?
I'm trying to.
I don't know.
I think
I'm going to look
We
at
have
whether or not it's eligible.
$32,000 left, okay? So she wants to expound on that with this grant, so we can expand it to 32,000, make it 70,000, but we need a design.
Okay,
Did
so
you mention like walkways and,
development of new parks that are for recreation and or conservation purposes and the expansion or improvement of existing parks. Eligible activities include construction of a facility for outdoor area games and sports, winter sports, boating, picnicking, fishing, biking, walking, hiking, swimming, camping, nature and historic interpretation, or similar activities, installation of lighting, lightning detection systems, and parking if it supports an outdoor recreational or conservation facility. Ineligible activities include constructions of fully enclosed structures, including but not limited to restrooms, and rehabilitation of facilities developed with trust fund support less than 10 years ago. It talks about construction costs, engineering costs, incidental costs. So I think I'd want to get a little more feedback from them to see whether or not this would fall within the category.
because what I'm gonna try to propose and work on with Vince and Ira, is gonna be more of, perhaps, a tree line or, a way to navigate the hill, whether it be a slope or a walkway or something, other than just.
no elevators.
No elevators.
no elevators.
No, but
escalator stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And lighting could be, solar in some way.
Like decorative.
Decorative, and then, flower beds and whatnot, but mostly to get.
And bushes.
Yes,
Benches, you said?
maybe, but I'm not sure, I think we have to tread, timidly along before we start putting permanent structures in. Because it's so nice to be open like that. So maybe really more the perimeter with trees along the, just to kind of green up the area because it's all cars, all metal and glass.
Right.
From when you look from River Road, from the school, or from the field, that's what you see. So the idea is to green it up a little more, and then as we move along with,
colors and.
yeah.
What do you see like the budget being? I mean, what did we have left in, we in the 30 range?
32,
Yeah.
I think was left, but,
What?
Housing.
but that's gonna get eaten up quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you're buying, 5 or 6 foot trees,
Especially cherry.
yes, especially cherry.
I'll contact Bergen County Open Space to get some more details.
I'll be happy to talk to you. I've read a few nice.
When you come back, yeah.
Excellent.
So, I don't know, does anybody have any other ideas, let me know.
I think it's a great idea.
terrific.
If Chris is gonna check to make sure that the grant will cover
Yes.
that type of thing, then.
But I have been doing some
We have,
research.
yeah,
I'll show you my.
we've come this far with
chessboard.
Knights Field, let's finally, let's put the dressing on it, let's
Right.
make it,
Right.
all it could be. If you can't, then we're back to.
You know how I am for
Well, then we can look at that playground, which is something we should do. If we can't do it now, we're gonna do down the road.
Well, it's not that we lack playgrounds. I mean, I'm not going against
This is an all-inclusive playground, which we do not have in town.
Accessible?
Accessible. Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I could, yeah.
So something we can't do it now, we can do it down the road. It's something we should be looking at.
Yeah. Like they have it.
Okay. Item number 4 is scheduled updates.
Well, I have
Great.
budget.
Budget, sorry. 2024 budget update administrator.
Yes, so I've circulated the draft budget from the auditor after a very, very, very arduous task of the budget committee, trying to come up with numbers that made sense and covered our expenses. You'll notice that one of the big drivers of the increase for this year is our insurance, which is money that, we're told by the joint insurance fund what our premiums are going to be, and it's, $500,000 more than it was last year.
Ouch.
And it has a lot to do with the increase in coverage for cybersecurity. Unfortunately, it's just become something that, 5 years ago, we didn't even have specific insurance for, and now it's one of the big drivers in the premium. I don't know if anybody had any specific questions. We're looking to move forward with our introduction on the 25th.
I didn't see all the committees listed. Did I miss them? I mean, I was trying to read it online rather than.
No, they are.
Are they?
Yeah.
I saw some, but I didn't see all of them.
Most of them are in the same section, but a few do get pushed, and I don't know what the reason is for that, but
I didn't see the arts committee.
It's there.
Yeah.
What page?
I
I'm
didn't
looking.
see it.
I don't know.
Oh, that's not right.
I didn't bring that.
Messing with it.
I didn't bring that part with me. I only brought the cover with me.
You don't have.
No.
I asked her.
Oh,
Didn't we move some of the trusts altogether, ones that would involve it? Will you be having a trust with the arts committee?
A trust, I don't.
No,
why would you have a trust?
Shade Tree Trust.
Right, but wasn't the CFO kind of consolidating?
I don't think so.
the Shade Tree Trust is it's a new,
I see the environmental commission.
the Arts Committee is on sheet 17
17.
at the bottom.
Oh, there it is, yes. 400. thought I had asked for 5, and I was gonna actually ask for a little bit more.
You might have.
Excuse me, beautification got 0 the first year.
Well, we got
Yes, I remember I took $20 from everybody.
Yes, you did. It's an odd place to put it under preparation of tax maps. No wonder I couldn't find it.
Well, you'll see there are other committees
I
there
do.
as well.
Don't complain, it's there.
Blame it.
Can't see what you're talking
Hey,
We'll never do it.
tell me about it.
They create new codes for the flexible chart of accounts, and that's
about.
just, that's where it came in.
I will say, in a couple of places, judgment is correctly spelled, whereas it never used to be spelled correctly. So just saying.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah,
I did look at it.
Is the auditor coming to us?
He's coming to the next meeting.
Okay.
So is there any
Are we
chance we could
making-
get that back up to 500?
That's the question. Now would be the time.
We,
You have a
this year,
suggestion on the table.
well, $500 is for startup. I mean, we need to, we are hiring a company, and we are partnering this year on our first event with the Municipal Alliance. So it will reduce our costs, but we will spend our entire $500 budget. But many organizations require some payment to perform, and $400 is not going to go very far. So I would ask for $500, which is what we were given this year.
I
Are
think
you
your
doing any
face, Chris.
fundraising?
Are we allowed to do fundraising?
Are they allowed to do fundraising?
Friends of the Arts Committee can.
Yeah, I didn't think we
Separate
could.
group.
But the Municipal Alliance can.
Right, but
So-
the thing is, we do have other, like, we have public events, and we have the Municipal Alliance,
Right.
so there are other ways that, the good funds can be combined.
Well,
It's not my decision.
Right.
I just would say that not everybody got everything they asked for.
No, of
I
course
would
not.
say no one got everything
There
they
you
asked
go.
for.
That's
Mhm.
probably more appropriate, yeah.
and public,
I mean,
have to get a lot of money up front.
Municipal Alliance,
Yeah.
they got what I put in originally, but that's because I talked to Mel beforehand and said, you can't have that. What can we do? And he worked with me and we figured it out, so.
We're getting to the point where we're not going to be able to afford paper towels. Yeah, as it stands now,
I don't think
last year we
$100 is
cut
gonna bring
out
it.
of our operating, the things we could cut, $120,000. This year we're cutting $70,000. So we keep cutting down, but our costs like insurance and garbage and all that other kind of
I
stuff
mean,
keeps going up.
120 plus an
Last
additional
year-
70?
Last year, we cut out of the budget 120 out of what we can for operating. Everything
So
else was...
everybody bringing a roll.
And this year,
paper towels.
we're cutting 70,000, so I don't know where else we can cut.
Listen, Ira makes a good point about that, but as Chris said, if you want to give $500 to the art committee, we can make that work without readjusting everything. But it's up to you guys. You guys are the voting body.
Just asking for the extra $100.
Beautification got 0 in year 1.
Right.
Don't. Well, you should have asked for more.
Excuse me.
She did.
You forget who the mayor was at that
Well,
time.
it's-
They really didn't even want the committee
I know,
to exist.
But
So-
now we have a whole different council and
Yes,
different
we
mayor,
do,
so
but
hopefully you'll be a little kinder to the art
Sometimes you
committee.
have to pay for the sins of the past.
Now, I don't want to
I'm gonna
speak
give you 3
for
seconds
events,
to think
but
about it because I have to call for a roll call vote on this.
maybe there's something we could do with putting it with the events.
What do you think?
You know
Yes.
when it's all
Share
yes.
something at some point.
Not that we have,
Okay, Matt says give him the 100. So.
I would give
Can I
you.
get a-
Do we have to do a
I
really
make-
roll call?
I make a motion that we
Yes.
give the arts committee $500 this year,
just say
which would be an
$100
increase of
more.
$100.
Second.
Okay,
Make it a roll call, please.
yes,
Councilman Starkey Hurley,
yes,
Councilman Duffy,
Fine.
Councilman Grodzki,
fine.
Okay.
Councilman Seymour,
Yes.
Council President Grant.
Yes.
But this
And
is
thank
how it's, we're down. to
Randy,
that.
I'm not talking about the library, so.
And I'm not talking about the fire department, who
Yeah.
just brought in a very nice grant.
And I wanted 20 grand for the Mayor's Wellness Committee.
And I'm sorry, but
20 grand?
Just kidding. But
our entire
see, that's the
budget.
other thing. We cut Every year we're cutting from where we can cut,
Yeah.
but at the same time, we're also finding ways to do new things. We're getting the mayor's bonus committee off the ground, arts committee, so we're continuing to find ways to squeeze things and do more things and services for our residents, so. You got a chocolate, good job. You got a
More
chocolate.
cheese, you got chocolate.
And you get your chocolate too, great job.
That you better step up.
Thank you.
She's all good. She's all good.
Oh, I got one left?
Yes. Chris has to get.
No, I had one.
Last piece of chocolate goes to Ira, Debbie Downer over there.
There we go.
Hey, we don't approve your movies.
So we're gonna have our auditor at our next meeting. I hope everyone looked at the budget. I mean, this is what we're putting forward. We'll hear more from the auditor and then we'll be scheduled. When would,
We can't adopt until May 13th because we only have one meeting in April and it's too soon from the introduction to the next meeting.
if by some chance we find something has to be changed, we'll have an opportunity.
You can make a change,
Okay.
as long as it's small,
Not
so
10% in orange.
we don't have to have another hearing.
We have to do the capital.
And as long as it's
Well,
a deduction,
I think it
not
was-
an increase.
Yeah.
Right, reduction, absolutely. Okay. Any other questions about that? We'll have chocolate then. Item number 4, scheduled updates.
Tomorrow night.
Okay. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. is the second annual Crescent Moon Lighting Ceremony. It'll be on the Borough Hall lawn. And remember, this is a food donation event, so we ask anyone that attends, we want everyone to attend, please bring a canned good, an unexpired canned good. And we will have recycling cans with signs on it, where you can place the item. We will be donating all of the food that we receive to the New Milford Food Pantry at Ascension Church. And Saturday, March 16th, is the Vendor and Crafts Fair, sponsored by the New Milford Performing Arts. The time is from New Milford High School Performing Arts. The time is from 9 to 4 p.m. It will be in the New Milford High School cafeteria. For more information, you can go to the New Milford Public School District website. On Friday, March 22nd, is the second annual New Milford Wrestling Foundation Night Out, sponsored by the New Milford Wrestling Foundation. It will be from 7 to 11 p.m. at the New Milford VFW. And for more information, you can go to the New Milford Wrestling Foundation's Facebook page. Saturday, April 1st, is the New Milford Athletic Boosters Pancake Breakfast, sponsored by the New Milford Athletic Boosters from 8 to 12, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the New Milford High School cafeteria. For more information, you can go to the Athletic Booster Facebook page. At the same time, right across Chiquino, will be the annual Easter egg hunt, sponsored by New Milford Recreation. That will start at 10 a.m., so you can hit the pancake breakfast with the kids early and then run out and grab your eggs across the street. That will be on Knights Field. We'll have more information on that on the Borough website and our Facebook page. Go ahead.
April 1st, that's after Easter.
It is after Easter.
That is after Easter. Easter's in another week or two.
It's the Palm
27th?
the Palm Sunday, right?
Yes. Let's see. So what threw me off is,
The 23rd.
so the Athletic Booster sent me the pancake breakfast flyer. Look at the date. And then it says the Easter egg hunt right under it.
Ah,
So
23rd,
that's where we're at.
2003, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's March 23rd.
March 23rd, so straight
For the
there.
Easter egg hunt?
Yeah.
Yes. And the pancake breakfast.
Oh.
So Athletic Boosters, the flyer you sent me today has to be fixed. They sent last year's flyer. Okay.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah. You can't do that. And on Saturday, April 13th, is the Animal Softball and Little League Open Day Parade, sponsored by New Milford Recreation and New Milford Little League. What is the start time? Is it 9:30?
I thought it was
9:30.
9:30.
9:30.
Start time and gathering will be at the Armenian School on River Road, and the parade will go down River Road and end on the on the Kennedy Field softball fields and the Connolly Little League fields. Information for that will be on the Borough website and Facebook page, as well as Little League and Recreation's Facebook pages. Are there any other events through April that I'm failing to mention? Okay. Moving on to item number
You're not
5,
taking me yet?
Administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. As most people should know by now, directed by the Bergen County Board of Taxation and the New Jersey Division of Taxation, the borough is revaluing all taxable real estate for the 2025 tax year to ensure uniform and equitable assessments. The borough has contracted with Appraisal Systems to conduct the revaluation. Letters went out to homeowners last week and inspections began today. We have pictures of all of the inspectors here in the Borough Hall, posted on the Borough website, and they've been filed with the Police Department, and additional information can be found on the Borough website. County of Bergen has advised that Madison Avenue from River Road to the Jumont Town Line is scheduled to be resurfaced as part of the county's 2025-2026 resurfacing program. I think it was originally scheduled for an earlier repaving, but there's some other work that's going to go on before that, so they're holding off. From the Office of the Tax Collector, the senior freeze applications have been mailed out by the state beginning in February. They do not have copies of the applications in the office, but applications and instructions can be found on the state site, and links have been posted on the homepage and the tax collector's page of the borough website. The polling place for Districts 8 and 9, which has traditionally been at the New Milford Public Library, will be moving to Berkeley Street School in the gymnasium/multipurpose room, beginning with the June primary election. The meeting room at the library is too small to properly accommodate the new voting machines, and this change in polling location is going to be noticed frequently and through multiple mediums from now through Election Day. So please help spread the word. Information will also be printed on sample ballots that are mailed in advance of the election. And the only other thing that I have is that our next meeting is scheduled for Monday, March 25th. That's it for me. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Any questions for the administrator? Okay. Everyone has had a chance to look at the resolutions. Are there any that need to be pulled for further discussion and or vote? If not, let's go around real quick. We need one or two highlights only. Let's start with Councilwoman Garcia.
Well, budget, like these guys said, it's been difficult, but the departments have been very cooperative, I would say. Not, in participating with the cuts, etc.
Excuse me, thank you.
And getting back to the landscaping of the new Knights Field, I do intend to have a meeting with Vince and hopefully the arborist and even maybe one person from Shade Tree. And I'm presently trying to be in touch with Rutgers just to get their take, not so much on design, because in this case, there's not really room for design. It's more just get the basics and then design can come later. But just in picking varieties and whatnot. So try to pull together a number of people so we can spend that fund and get it moving. By the way, does anyone know, is there water there? Are there...
Like a spigot?
No, more like sprinklers or...
Yeah.
On the soccer field, right? On the soccer and
On the
softball. But not in the...
But not in the,
Not in the park area.
That's what I thought.
No.
Okay. All right. That's...
So there's water hookup.
Yeah,
There's lungs.
that's good. That's a good...
we'll take turns, won't we?
Yeah. That's really it for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Council President Grant.
Thank you, Mayor. The library, as most people know, the children's librarian left. She moved out to the West Coast with her husband. Miss Sun is missed. She was absolutely fabulous in the position. And her replacement is Shannon, and she's doing extremely well. And everybody's getting to know her and like her, and she's very effective in her position. And the Arts Committee met last week, and we're working on our logo and our mission statement, and we are planning our first event for June 15th. I know you're not taking information, so I won't give details, but it's scheduled for June 15th, and so people should be aware of that. Thank you.
We're expecting a very good logo. It's from the Arts Committee.
It's
That's
going to
all I'm
be
saying.
fabulous. It's going to be fabulous.
Pressure.
Almost as good as yours. Better.
Councilwoman Sarah Hurley.
Thank you, Mayor. I know we're not taking June, but I like to repeat things over and over. June 8th, that's our Hall of Fame evening, where we have a number of names, but we haven't decided on any definite names.
Where's it again?
It's going to be at the Athletic Club.
Oh, at the athletic.
Yes, they have been generous to give it to us without a fee.
Is there a flyer for that yet?
Not yet.
Okay. When you do get those, someone.
We haven't decided on,
Like once you,
Yeah.
because once you put it in writing, that
right.
can't be changed. So
But it's
yeah.
June 8th, that's definite.
Unless it's the spooky stories that got changed.
Spooky story
14
that
times.
changed 10 times for the rain, but we're like, why don't we put the 10? Councilman Seymour.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, I think the Municipal Alliance did another great job with another Black Balloon Day, along with the Stigma-Free Committee, to remember those we've lost to addiction. And I think every year it gets stronger, and it's such an important event to remember those we've lost. And it was also very nice to have Assemblywoman Lisa Swain come and speak as well, and have her support. And the Recreation Advisory Committee has also been working very hard, planning this year's seasons, and in particular, there'll be some changes coming to soccer. So I'm excited to see what the changes bring.
Yeah, I mean, as spring is coming, it's like, okay, here we go.
Yep.
Here we go. It's always great when spring starts and the sports start. It's awesome.
It's here.
Thank you, Mayor. Yep. Yesterday, as we all know, was a very interesting day in the borough. Not only did we have flooding, but we had a demonstration over in Teaneck on the New Milford border. So, as usual, I'd just like to thank our DPW for doing a fantastic job with our flooding and putting out Yodocs and everything, and of course our police department making sure everybody in New Milford stays safe. Thank you.
Thank you. I will add to that. I will also add the New Milford Fire Department for standby, as well as the OEM department. All 4 groups worked together, and there were no injuries yesterday. In the amount of, I'm going to say, action going on, and traffic, and detours, and cones, and there was a lot going on. So I just want to thank everyone for what they did in keeping residents and property in Milford safe. The other thing is I want to thank the school district. It was Dr. Seuss. It was Read Across America last
Friday,
week. So
yeah.
Yes.
I had another opportunity I read to a kindergarten class, a second grade class, and a third grade class. And it was awesome. I always read, Box and Talks. And the best question I got, we were playing around, doing, what's the population of New Milford? And we started at 25 billion. And we whittled it down, and we got it close, and I got it to 17,000. And then the question was, how many Kevins are in New Milford? And I said, I don't know. I'm going to have to get back to you on that one. So I'm going to figure out a way to find out all the Kevins in the
I
Milford
don't know if they
area,
did that in the
so I can
census.
report back to
That's what I was called.
the young man.
Well, Mayor,
After they add that to the next census.
Yeah.
Mayor, when I was reading at the schools, it was also a great honor. One of the kids asked if we could help bring ice cream. If that's not like, that is a great question.
I mean, if you need me to bring ice cream sandwiches, as soon as you let me know. I'm
Oh,
there.
that would be
Listen,
great.
I'd be there too.
Well,
That would be good.
we were given pencils to hand out, actually. When I read to a kindergarten class, too, the question that I was asked by a cute little boy. He said, how old are you? So I said, I'm older than you. He said, but that doesn't really tell me anything.
Oh my
She said,
God.
that's right.
Wise guy.
But it's just so much fun. And
They are, they're adorable.
It's great.
Last year, they asked me if I was born with this hair.
What was your answer?
I said, no, I was as bald as an eagle.
Okay. At this time, I would ask for a motion to open up to the public for public comment.
Motion?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone has any questions or comment regarding the good welfare of the Borough of Milford, now would be your opportunity to speak. Seeing that no member of the public wishes to comment, I would ask for a motion to close the vote.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt resolution 2024:84 through 2024:91?
So moved.
May I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there any other business before this council? If not, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight, and, don't forget, we're waiting tomorrow night, and, for all who celebrate, we wish you a happy Ramadan, and St. Patrick's Day's coming up, so, I think everyone celebrates that, so, you know.
Yes.
St. Patrick's Day, Easter's coming up as well,
And Passover.
and Passover.
Yes.
So, holiday time, once again.
Spring.
Spring is sprung.
Yes.
Oh, matzo ball soup and brisket, yummy, yummy.